and my channel is Ecovita. So welcome to my channel Ecovita. Today we'll discuss about the gross domestic product and net domestic product. What is the difference between gross domestic product and net domestic product? My name is Dr. Manoj Kumar Sahu. I am the Faculty of Economics. Let's discuss about what is GDP and what is NDP. Now, gross domestic product, which is called as GDP, is the total money value of all the final goods and services that is produced by the normal residents as well as the non-residents in the domestic territory of a country, but does not include the net factor income from abroad. That means ग्रॉस डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्ट ऐसा एक चीज होता है जो एक साल के अंदर में हमारे देश में जितने सारे गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज प्रोडक्शन किया जाता है उसका मनी वैल्यू अगर हम कैलकुलेशन करते हैं that is known as GDP. And in this calculation, we only take the final goods and services. That means the goods which can be directly used by the consumers. Final goods are those goods which are directly consumed by the customers or consumers. We do not include the intermediate goods because of avoiding double counting. Because if we calculate the final products one time and also another time we will also calculate the intermediate products, then it will be double counting. Suppose for example, if we take the prices of a cotton and if we take the prices of a cloth which is made from the cotton, so here we calculate two times, one time for the cotton price and another time for the cloth price. So here we calculate the same product for the two times. So here in the case of a gross domestic product, we take into consideration only the final goods for calculation of a GDP, not the intermediate goods. So GDP is the total money value of all the final goods and services that is produced by the residents as well as the non-residents of Indians of our country, and it does not include the net factor income from abroad, NFIA. NFIA means net factor income from abroad. मतलब इसका यही मतलब होता है कि अगर बाहर से कोई भी इनकम होता है, जैसे कि मान लो हमारे देश से भी बहुत सारे लोग जाके बाहर भी काम करें बाहर देश में, और बाहर देश से भी बहुत सारे लोग आके हमारे देश में भी काम कर रहे हैं. There are many people who are working outside of our country, and the foreigners are also working in our country also. So the labor also getting money income, that is the wages in their country. They are also working in our country. Some of the land also they are taking as the higher basis in our country for production. We are also taking their lands for the production activity for factory establishments. So these are the land labors which we are using and they are also using in our country. So in this case, so the net factor लैंड और लेबर का जो भी होता है, नेट फैक्टर इनकम जो होता है लेबर से और लैंड से और जो भी फैक्टर से होता है जैसे कि कैपिटल एंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, तो ये भी जो नेट फैक्टर इनकम होता है अब्रॉड से आता है तो वो यहाँ पे इंक्लूड नहीं किया जाता है. जीडीपी में एनएफआईए इंक्लूड नहीं किया जाता है. एनएफआई मीन्स net factor income from abroad. So the important point to remember is that whatever produced in India, whether by an Indian or by foreign national, is the part of India's GDP. And what is the GNP? GNP is the total market value of all the final goods and services produced in a country in a country in a year. एक साल के अंदर में हमारे देश में जितने सारे गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज प्रोडक्शन किया जाता है उसका मनी वैल्यू को हम टोटलिंग करेंगे. दैट मीन्स हियर only the Indians, okay, whatever we are producing that will be calculated in the gross national product. Okay, here रेसिडेंट्स एंड नॉन रेसिडेंट्स जो क्वेश्चन है यहाँ पे ओनली इंडियंस, ओनली द रेसिडेंट्स ऑफ इंडियंस जो भी प्रोडक्शन करते हैं वही कैलकुलेशन किया जाएगा जीएनपी में. Now the second point is that the important thing is to remember about gross national product is that it is measured at market prices or market value. Whereas in case of GDP, we also took into account the Indians and also the foreign nationals as the part of India's GDP. Now to calculate a gross national product GNP, only the final goods and services produced in an economy during a given year must be counted. And no intermediate goods and services should be included in the GNP. I have already told that intermediate products are those products which help for the production of final goods and services, finished products. जैसे कि इंटरमीडिएट प्रोडक्ट हो गया कॉटन और क्लॉथ बन गया आपका फाइनल प्रोडक्ट. Okay. So the key difference between the GNP and GDP is the exclusion of net factor income from abroad, NFIA. GDP में NFIA इंक्लूड किया जाता है, GNP में NFIA को नेट फैक्टर इनकम फ्रॉम अब्रॉड को डिडक्ट किया जाता है, माइनस किया जाता है. Now coming to the second point. Now again, what is the difference between a GDP and a GNP, NDP? Gross national product, gross domestic product and net domestic product. Now, gross domestic product is the gross market value of all the final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country during a period of 1 year, or sometimes we call it as in a financial year. Financial year means 31st March, 1st April. Okay. So here gross domestic product is calculated at the market value of all the final goods and services within the domestic territory of a country. And basically it is taken into consideration only 1 year. Whereas in a net domestic product refers to the net market value of all the final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country during a period of 1 year. And the formula for calculation of GDP is C plus I plus G plus X minus M. That is the calculation of formula for GDP. C here stands for the consumption expenditure, which is done by the household peoples. And I stands for the investment expenditure, means private investment expenditure. I stands for the private investment expenditure done by the private authorities, private companies. G stands for government expenditure. Government also does every year different types of expenditure for the welfare of the citizens, like opening of a school, college, hospital, road, canal, airport, and many things. So that is coming under G, that is the government expenditure. And here X stands for exports, M stands for the imports. So here the net exports is included in the calculation of GDP. So again, the formula for GDP calculation is C plus I plus G plus X minus M. That is the X minus M stands for net export value, which is included in the calculation of GDP. Okay. Now in the calculation of net domestic product, that is NDP is equal to GDP minus depreciation. अगर हम जीडीपी से अगर हम डेप्रिसिएशन चार्जेस को माइनस कर देंगे, हमें मिलेगा नेट डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्ट. ये डेप्रिसिएशन क्या होता है? डेप्रिसिएशन मीन्स दी वेयर एंड टियर चार्जेस. वेयर एंड टियर चार्जेस किसको हम बोलते हैं? जैसे कि मान लो सपोज you purchase one machine which cost is 5 lakh rupees in this year, and after 10 years the value of that machine will not be 5 lakhs. It may be reduced to 3 lakhs, and that 2 lakhs, 5 lakhs minus 3 lakhs, current value of 3 lakhs, that the total value is 2 lakhs, and that 2 lakhs is known as the depreciation charges. Again I am repeating, suppose you purchased one machine of 5 lakhs today, after 10 years that machine will not be sellable at 5 lakhs. Some value has been reduced. To that reduced value is known as the depreciation value. Suppose after 10 years the value will be 3 lakhs. So 5 lakhs minus 3 lakhs will be 2 lakhs, and that 2 lakhs will be the depreciation charges. Okay, depreciation exactly it is defined as the fall in value of fixed assets. कोई भी फिक्स्ड एसेट का वैल्यू जब रिडक्शन हो जाता है हम उसको डेप्रिसिएशन चार्जेस बोलते हैं, और समटाइम्स इट इज कॉल्ड एज द वेयर एंड टियर चार्जेस. So whenever we want to calculate NDP, net domestic product, then we have to deduct depreciation charges from the gross domestic product. This is the formula for calculation of NDP. Now coming to the third point is that NDP is a greater than, it is greater than NDP means gross domestic product is greater than net domestic product, and gross domestic net domestic product is less than the gross domestic product. सो ग्रॉस जो चीज होता है वो हमेशा बड़ा सा चीज नहीं होता है, ब्रॉड कॉन्सेप्ट होता है. एनडीपी इज ए नैरो कॉन्सेप्ट होता है, एंड जीडीपी वैल्यू इज मोर देन द एनडीपी वैल्यू. सो एनडीपी is a smaller value and GDP is a greater value. Coming to the fourth point, depreciation is included in the calculation of GDP, whereas in calculation of NDP, depreciation is subtracted or deducted. So this is all about your difference between GDP, gross domestic product, and net domestic product. अगर आपको मेरा टीचिंग अच्छा लगा तो मेरा चैनल को आप लाइक कर सकते हो, सब्सक्राइब कर सकते हो. हम दोबारा मिलेंगे और एक नए चैप्टर के साथ, नए टॉपिक के साथ. थैंक यू.